to a hit and run? Technically, yes, but we did not. It did not escalate to that. Dino, thank you for so much for telling me that my mic was muted. Chat. Yeah, no, like I was saying, my mom is a fugitive. She hit a car. Yes, I'm included in this because I wasn't there when it happened, but later that night we got a knock. I got a knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. And I walk out there and there's a random dude. You did a hit and run? My mom did. Well, not really a hit. It was a hit and run, but he let her go. Like, the guy let my mom leave because my mom had an appointment with the tax person. By the way, yeah, did you guys do your taxes? Did you do your taxes? I'm watching you. You better have done your taxes. They're due. No, I don't even think you know what taxes are, Bob. I'm going to be honest with you. So, what's up, Dom? Yeah, so no, my mom backed into a car. She was late to a tax appointment. That she actually was wrong on what day the tax appointment was. Which that also leads to a different story. So, then I drove. I'm noticing something. The delay for stream is like crazy. Yes, it is. Why does this happen to good people? Why does this always happen to good people? I don't get it. The vertical stream has no problem. Wait, what? Wait, no, the horizontal stream. Delay test. I'm talking about for Red App. Wait, Dino, do you see 3 lives right now? Do you see 3 live streams? Yeah, it's my chatter on the Red app. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go to the one where the thumbnail is me holding my head like this. I'm gonna try something. Okay. It should be good. Hi. Alright, ready? Speed test. On the count of 3, type the number 7. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay. We fixed it. Horizontal is fine. Vertical is going to be messed up for a Red app. To be honest with you, I'm okay with the vertical having a slow response time. What's up, Sierra? What's up? One just little cutie lime. I don't know. These names are getting so much more complicated to read. But yeah, no. So my mom backs into a guy. And it's not a big deal. It's not that. It's like a bumper tap. And it's probably like an alignment issue. But whatever. You still have the SpongeBob drawing? I do. So it's like it's a bumper tap, needs an alignment, not a big deal. But the guy wants it fixed rather quickly because it wasn't his car. And he really wasn't supposed to be driving the car. So he was like, came to the house later that night. My mom wasn't home. So who answers the door? This guy. Answer the door. And he's just like frantic. So immediately I'm wigged out. I'm like, oh god. What are we getting ourselves? I'm like, oh, let's get this resolved. Like, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. And he goes, no, I know you weren't there. Like, you're not at fault. I know you weren't there. I'm like, okay. So this should be able to get figured out. We go, oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm like, okay. I start talking to him more. I'm like, what would you want from us? He goes, oh, well, I want to keep it out of pocket. Keep it out of pocket. I'm like, okay, yeah. Like, we don't have to go through insurance. Like, that's fine with me. That's actually perfect for me. Because it's not my car. I'm not going to make a decision on whether or not we use insurance or not. So, discussing with him more, it's reasonable to assume that he wanted to go through insurance. Did the stream stop? I scream. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Okay. Wait. I don't know what's going on. It looks like my stream stopped. What is happening? Tragic. I wish streaming was easy. It used to be easy. You used to be able to just hit a go live button and it would just work. Now it's like, I feel like every stream turns into like a 5-minute segment of how the stream's not working. Okay, you know what? Horizontal stream is working. I can't get the vertical stream for YT working. Streaming is like a puzzle. It shouldn't be, though. Nobody has ever needed to make it this complicated, especially the Red app. The Red app is like a torture method. Insane. I don't understand. Okay, wait. It's preparing stream. I just, I need someone that like streams every single day on Red app and does multi-stream every single day on Red app to show me what I'm doing so wrong that I get it wrong every single freaking time I try. I just don't understand how this is possible. Like, it just can't be this possible to do. I have a hard time believing it's this impossible to. Wait, okay. Back? See me? I can. Alright, cool. We're back. Yeah, so guy comes to my door, he's like, I wanna work things out. Hey mister, I read every chat. Yeah, that's what they call me. No, so comes to my door, he's like, hey, wanna work things out, wanna go through out of pocket. And my mom's pretty persistent that like she didn't see him. And I was like, no big deal. No harm, no foul. We'll get this situated. So I'm like, just call him the next day. I got his number, so I give it to her. She calls him, leaves him a voicemail. He texts me the next night at 9 p.m. And I'm not going to read out all the messages because why would I do that? But like, it was pretty like on the nose of like, hey, when am I going to be expecting to hear from you about, or hear from your mother about the car? Like, I don't know, I'm my own person, but like, I told her to call you, so she should have given you a ring, should have given you a call, which she did exactly that. So I was like, okay, my part of the deal is done. I don't even know why I'm involved in the first place. So time passes, helps out, and then, or she calls. He texts me like the next day at 9. What's going on in the car? Not my car. My mom just hit a car. Not bad though. So he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, I haven't forgot about you. Had the car dropped off. This is now the third night in a row he texted me. He texted me again at 9 p.m. Mind you, again, I'm not the person hit, or I'm not the person that got that hit him. I have no involvement with this car accident. I don't even know really who he is. But he's like, hey, haven't forgot about you. Drop the car off at the mechanic shop to see what it needs. I'll give you a quote later. Great, whatever. I'm communicating for my mom at this point. That's great. Sounds good. Then not exactly, don't know how you want to do this. You want to go with or without insurance. And I'm like, again, not me. Do it without insurance. Small enough accident. Guys, lesson to be learned. If you get into a small accident and you get small damage or anything happens to your car and it's small repairs, do not go through insurance. It will raise your rate. You'll be paying more monthly for no reason. You do not want to go through insurance for small things. So that's what my mindset was. Like, don't go through insurance for something small. And so we do exactly that. And I am talking to him more. And he says, I was like, I'll get back to my mom, tell him what you said, and then I'll let you know, but we'd love to resolve this out of pocket. And he said, understood, but it's not just a pull a dent. So already, right off the bat, it's kind of red flag that he's assessing the damage of the car and not like an estimator. He's like, it's not just a pull a dent, so it's going to cost more than you think. Immediately, I was like, ooh, dude. Respect? understand, but like, I'm going to talk to the mechanic. Just get us a quote. We'll pay the quote. And that's the end of it. Don't need we don't need the person that we hit's opinion about the car. And so, again, third night in a row, text me at 9 p.m. Hey, so I got all 3 quotes. I think all 3 are high. Like I said, I'm not here to screw anyone over. It's too high for me, even for my liking. What do you want to do? How much do you think it's going to be around? So again, overall, I'm about here with how much I don't want to be involved. I started off here. Now I'm here. I'm like, why am I still talking to him? Why is he not talking to my mom? I'm like, all right. I humor it. Or actually, I don't even humor it. I ignore it. And I was like, it's 9 p.m. It's 3 days later. It's not going to get fixed right away. Like, please don't involve me. I'm not the person that hit you. I'm just the child of the person that hit you. I'm like, you can reach out to my mom. My mom reached out to you. But I just left it on red because I was like, eventually he's just going to reach out to my mom, right? Because he's going to see that my mom called. So then he said, nothing, no response. Fine. I'll just take the video my buddy has of the whole thing and I'll go to the police station. Make it easier. Thank you for trying. Something you might not know about me. I don't do well with threats, especially when the threats are coming from someone I don't know, and especially when they're just lame threats. You're gonna go to the police station over a bumper tap? Or like, really? So I was mad. I responded back pretty mad. I was like, hey dude, I'm not home. It's 9 p.m. at night. There's no reason to get hostile with me. I'm not the person involved. But you keep trying to make me the person involved. I don't know what her answer is. I'm not with her. I'm not going to be able to get an instant answer out of me. I believe our line of communication is done at this point. I was pretty stone set on that. I was like, that's, out of all things I could have said, very respectful response from someone that's going, I'm going to go to the police station and blah, blah, blah. Why are you telling me this? It's not me. I don't need to know that you want to go to the police station about it. I think it's resolved. I think eventually he was going to go reach out to my mom. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, she called and left a message to you. Have a good night. And you know when like you text someone that blocked you and it gives you back like the SMS messages instead of the normal RCS chats that everyone's used to? I got those when I sent those messages. So I assumed he blocked me. I was like, all right, that's the end of it. Leave it alone. Go back to hanging out with my girlfriend. I'm like, this is a great time. Like, whatever. I am watching the Celtics game with my mom. All of a sudden, we get a call from a local number. It's the goddamn police station in my area. And they're like, hey, did you get, talking to my mom, they're like, did you get into a bumper, like car accident? And she's like, yeah, I tapped some guy's bumper and he's making a big stink of it. Is this what it's about? He goes, yes. We have record that like you left the scene and we want to make sure we got all the ends tied. So what we could do is we could have officers come down to you, or you can come down to the station where the guy is at. Guy went to the police station, snitched, and is sitting there at the police station. So I go with her. At this point, I'm involved, and I'm also like, this has been very interesting. I'm also kind of pissed because I'm watching the Celtics game, one of the last games of the season, And now I'm going to the police station because my mom's worried she's going to get in trouble. And I'm pissed off. We run into the guy again. What's up, dude? Really? We had to go to the police station? I'm like, we were still communicating. You just weren't happy with how fast we're communicating. That's a little bit different. If we weren't communicating with you, I understand that. But we were responding to you until you got attitude. And then I stopped talking to you. You didn't need to go to the police. He goes, I just want to get this buttoned away. That's fine. Let's just exchange information. And he goes, I can't do insurance. Neither can we. Not do it. Let's exchange information. Get this over with. He goes, the quote for the car is $3,000. Now, chat. When I tell you this car's bumper is not worth $3,000 alone, let alone the rest of the car. It's like a 2012 Jetta. I forget what car it is. A Ford Taurus or something like that. It is not a nice enough car to what's the word I'm looking for? To equate to $3,000 worth of damage. So I'm like, what? I'm like, do you have the quote on you? No. So I'm mad again. Because I'm like, okay, dude, what was the first message I sent to you? I was like, get a couple quotes, send it to us, we'll take care of it. He has still, at that point, he still had not gotten us a quote. He got a piece of paper that he sat there and pretended like it was a quote. And let me tell you, what just happened? Live ended. Wait, why? Dude, I'm not allowed to stream anymore. Woke took away my streaming privileges. No. We're back. I don't know what just happened there. I don't know what just happened. But we're like, I'm frustrated at this point, dude. It's cold outside. We're talking outside the police station because the police station is about to close, and he's being kind of hostile. And we're like, okay, what can we do to resolve this? And he goes, well, like I was going to tell you, I'm gonna work on the car because I don't work anymore. I retired, so I'm just gonna work on the car myself. I was like, oh, okay. He goes, what's our end of the deal? How much do we owe you? He goes, just pay for the parts. To pay for the parts? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Take that deal in a heartbeat. We just went from a quote of $3,000 to paying for the parts. That's fine. I was down to pay for the parts in the first place. And apparently, all it was, at the end of the day, is a steering arm issue and it needs an alignment. Which is not that much. It was like probably a $300 repair. I still don't believe the place that quoted $3,000. I think he went to like some rip-off place. But overall, we were estimating that we were going to pay $300. We, as in my mom. My mom was estimating that she was going to pay $300. But looking like we're going to pay $300. It turns out, throughout all of this, all the frustration, all the fighting, all the arguing back and forth, turns out the guy's actually a very nice guy. And he just wanted it to be resolved because his buddy's coming back in 2 weeks and it's his buddy's car. So I'm like, I missed the last couple minutes. Could you recap? I got frustrated because he said he was going to get, I told him to get 3 quotes. He said he was going to do it. And then he calls us down to the police station to yell at us about not being like around, or not being available to talk, even though he's only tried talking to us at like 9 p.m. at night. I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you're just giving off like a bad vibe. We don't trust you. Like, we didn't really want to talk to you much. We wanted to talk to the owner of the vehicle. And he goes, the owner of the vehicle is not available. He's in Germany. I was like, okay, we could wait until the owner of the vehicle's back. And he goes, well, I'll file an accident report. That's what he says to us. I'm like, because it's like, if you report, all that does is it gets the fucking police involved, and nobody wants the police involved. I don't know why we're even at a police station. He could have just came to our place and told us what he had. So he's telling us that the quote's $3,000, and then he's like, listen, I'll strike you a deal. He goes, I'm retired. I worked on cars for most of my life. I'm willing to work and fix this car so we can get it out back on the road as soon as possible. Because all I need for you guys is pay parts. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, pay parts is fine because that's exactly what we wanted to do in the first place. And I was like, if it's a steering arm and if it's like a bumper repair, a dent pull, and like an alignment, I have no problem with that. Yo, what's up? Hiklo? Remember me? I do not remember you. But I also think you might have changed your username or something. Because I do not remember the username Hiklo, and I have pretty good memory of most usernames. Thank you so much for the likes on live. I'm back. Sorry, Bob. Sorry, Shared XP. My stream cut out for some reason. But thank you guys so much for the likes. I appreciate it. But you know, I was like, listen, dude, like, I'm more than happy to square it away. Turns out the guy's like actually super cool. Very nice guy. The conversation divulged into so many things. We're getting ready to leave at this point. We solved, dude, can we talk about insurance and how fucked up they are? I get into an accident a couple years ago. I totaled my first car. I had a pretty good condition 99 Accord with about 200,000 or 199,000 miles on it. I never made it to 200,000 miles with the car. I was like 199,000 miles. I was driving to work during a snowstorm and slid on black ice. I smashed into a guardrail. Brandon, thank you so much for the follow. I don't know why the audio repeated so many times. I apologize. Thank you so much for the follow, Brandon. I swear on everything, I had no control of the car. There was nothing I could have done to change that scenario. I hit black ice. I slid out. How's your day? My day was all right. I'll get to that eventually. I slid, hit a guardrail, bounced off the guardrail, plopped back on into the center of the highway. My car died in the center of the highway. It was a big ordeal. I had to get my car towed. I had to get like police escorted. Oh, yeah. No, this happened years ago. I'm explaining how stupid insurance is, though. This is my experience with a insurance company. We'll call him Schmeiko. Schmeiko was like, "Oh, we'll cover the tow, and we'll estimate your car, and if it's totaled, we'll give you like we'll give you a payout for the car because it was considered an act of God. When you slide on black ice or you slide on natural weather conditions, it's considered an act of God." So that's exactly what happened to me. So I'm like, okay, great. I'm gonna get like maybe like $1,000 for the car because it's a '99 Accord with 200,000 miles on it. I can't expect the world. I'm gonna probably get a paycheck of $1,000. For one, I got a paycheck of $200 from my insurance. My insurance company gave me $200. They also said that they were gonna go estimate how bad the car is to see if they can total it or if they can save it. Because if they can save it, then there would be no reason to give me a check. They would just do the repairs and my deductible would go up. So I was like, okay, whatever. A month goes by. 2 months go by. I'm like, okay, Geico's taking a while. I'm like, I'm going to call Geico. And they went, what car? We were supposed to estimate a car? What do you mean? So then I'm like, okay. If you didn't estimate the car, where did the car go? Because I still needed to get my stuff for my car. I'm like, where did that car go? And they went, from the police report, it looks like it was taken to this towing lot. Towing lot is like 6 towns over. So I get an Uber. I take an Uber to the towing lot. It's like a $35 Uber. I get to the towing lot. I get to my car. It is junked. It is in bad condition. I didn't realize how bad my car was after the accident. The freaking motor is on the ground. So my motor broke from its freaking, like, all the shit. It is touching the ground. There's nothing underneath. It is on the floor. You are right on it, Shared. So I go to the towing lot and I'm like, hey, has Schmeiko reached out to you? And they went, no. You do owe us some money though. That's a nice way to say hello. I was like, okay. I think my insurance company owes you money. I have no part in this. And they were like, no, you're supposed to get this from the lot after 3 days. I was like, yeah, so here's the problem. I can't move that car. Guy looks at me, looks at I think maybe 18, 19-year-old kid, goes, not my problem. I went, can I talk to someone else? I just really I need a more casual conversation. And the guy was like, yeah, sure. I'll bring out the tow truck driver. I'm like, perfect. So I talked to the tow truck driver. Way nicer. He goes, yeah, we can get this resolved. We can get this figured out in a heartbeat. I don't want you not I don't want you thinking that we're trying to scam you. But he goes, I will say this though. You're looking at about $700-800 just for it sitting in the lot. And he goes, on top of that, a $300 tow fee. And then on top of that, if we're gonna junk the car, $400. I was like, so are you dead ass telling me I owe this towing company $1,400 if my insurance doesn't pay out for it? He goes, yeah, this is pretty standard. Normally insurance pays out for it. So I would call Schmeiko. He goes, but I wouldn't have it sit in this lot any longer. No, obviously not. He goes, I would let you take it, but I know for a fact you can't take it. I'm like, yes, thank you, sir. Thank you for pointing out the fact that my car's fucking totaled. I understand that. I'm like, okay. So I call Schmeiko. I'm put on a 2-hour long hold. And you know what's so crazy? I'm saying it's a 2-hour long hold. I didn't just stay on one call. I called, waited 30 minutes, hung up. Called, waited another 30 minutes, hung up. Called, waited an hour, finally got a hold of someone. This guy, oh my god, the dumbest fucking person I have ever talked to ever. Bar none. I could have watched a man slam his head into a brick 1,000 times, and I still would trust his judgment more than this Schmeiko guy I was talking to. Let's talk to the insurance rep, and I'm explaining the situation. And they go, okay, so you hit the guardrail. I was like, yeah. He goes, so are you paying repairs on the guardrail? I was like, no, man. No, wait, what? I was like, no. I was like, I'm not worried about the guardrail right now. Worried about my car that's been in a tow lot for over 3 weeks at this point, and it has a $700 tow fee on top of a $300 tow to the place, on top of the fact that it's a $400 $400 price tag to total. I was like, you guys were supposed to come out and estimate it to see if you could repair it or not. And he goes, oh, you know what? Let me switch you to someone that would know about this. So I get put on hold again. He switches me to a guy. The guy has no clue what the fuck I'm talking about. So he's not a part of it. This is my insurance story. This is the reason why I hate insurance. So the guy has no idea about the accident, doesn't know what happened. So this is a past story, by the way. This isn't what I was just talking about with my mom hitting a car. This is me hitting a guardrail because I slid on black ice years ago. But Schmeiko, the company I'm talking about, Schmeiko was the worst to ever handle with ever. Until I got one person who finally spoke to me like a human being, who finally treated me with some respect, and answered my goddamn question. So I asked him, I was like, are you guys going to reimburse me for any of this? He goes, absolutely. If not all of it. Like, dude, that's awesome. So I get a check from Schmeiko to the towing company. Now the check seems interesting. Seems pretty straightforward. But it's for $700. I'm like, huh. $700 is only the fee for the car being in the lot for that long. Where's the $300 and $400 that's also owed? And like almost a snap response, Geico's like, we don't cover storage fees. I was like, wait, whoa, I'm out. I threw a flag on the play. I grabbed the guy by his neck through the phone. And I was like, so what you're fucking telling me? What you're fucking telling me is you're telling me that the car that you guys were supposed to look at 30 days ago, over 30 days ago, you guys were supposed to look at this car to see if it was totaled or not. I was waiting for a determination on whether it was totaled or not. You're telling me that I owe the towing company $700 because it stayed in that lot for that amount of time. And he goes, I understand what you're saying. I'm like, no. Don't you dare customer service me. I was like, you are not going to try and convince me that I am wrong on this. And he goes, no. I don't think you are wrong. He goes, but this is a different claims dispute. I was like, what's the claims dispute here? He goes, you would have to take it up with the towing company. I was like, oh, no. I already did. And I was like, and you know what? Better than that, why don't we merge this call with the towing company that's calling me right now? You never read my chats. Okay, Pontiac guy. So, I, in just a fit of rage, answer the call and merge the call. I learned something. I learned Geico doesn't have the right to end calls unless they feel like the call has been monitored by a third party. So this Geico agent, without saying a word, hangs up his end of the phone. I'm bullshit mad. The towing company calls me like, hey, we have your car, sir, we have your car scheduled to be totaled in the next few days. Just want to confirm that you don't have anything else to take out of the car. He's being sweet. Like, no. I was like, so your storage fee, does it usually get covered by insurance? He goes, I've never really heard of anyone having problems with it. Why? Are they giving you trouble? I was like, yes. He goes, okay, well, why don't you... I was like, what should I do? He goes, can you give me the policy number? I will give a phone call. This is the really nice tow truck driver. So, the super nice tow truck driver calls the insurance company and is like, hey, this kid is right. You're wrong. Fix this problem or I'm gonna fix you. Basically threaten the guy. Because at this point, I'm not too far away from the tow company anymore. I stayed around to call Geico to then go back to the tow company to get all my stuff. So when he called me about the car being totaled in the next few days, it was like a quick like, oh, just confirming this. That's fine with you. And so I drove back over there. So then I'm discussing with him personally, one-on-one, after that phone call. And he explained, he goes, yeah, I went back and forth with the agent. And he goes, it seems super suspicious that they're covering the tow fee, and they're covering the let's see. Oh my god, what was the other fee? The tow fee and the scrap fee. And he goes, it's also weird that they're covering the scrap fee, but they still have not checked if it could be restored or not. Most likely the car couldn't be restored. I was in agreement with him that it's stupid to have the insurance check, but the insurance should check in that scenario. So we call the representative. We're like, hey, or I call him at this point. I'm like, hey, remember me, your favorite person? And he is immediately like confrontational. He's like, hey, so with our policy, we don't really like to have third-party entities commenting on the plan and critiquing our investigation or interfering with our investigation. I was like, what investigation? You guys still haven't even seen the car. I was like, could you tell me what town the car is in? Do you guys even know that? Stun locked. Stun locked. You know when you hit someone hard enough where they give you the, well, Mr. and then your last name? For example, it'll be like, well, Mr. Ram. And you're like, no, save it. And it's like, well, Mr. Ram. I'm like, genuinely, whatever is about to come out of your mouth, if it's not the town that my car is in, I don't care. I don't like you. And I think you are literally a scam artist. So he admits that doesn't know where my car is. He admits that there was no plan for me to check anything. So I'm like, okay. So all this time, you guys didn't know where this car was. You guys didn't know when you guys were going to check it out. You guys didn't check it out. You guys had no plans to. And for some reason, you don't cover the storage fee on this car. And they just went, yes, that's correct. That, when I tell you, I gave that branch of Geico, that Geico branch, wherever that was. I think it was like in some New England state. Whatever Geico branch I was speaking to, I gave them hell. I called them every day. I spam messages, spam emails. Like, I hope you guys know what you're doing is breaking the law. I hope you guys know that what you guys did is considered entrapment. I was like, I want you to leave me alone. And I want you to get this fixed. So stop, because they were calling me back in like a predatory way, like trying to get me to like hurry up with my decision on what I was doing with the car, which was really fun to read because I was like, now there's a sense of urgency. Weird. There wasn't a sense of urgency until now. How convenient. That being said, chat, shout out to the tow truck guy. Cut me a deal. He was like, listen, I'm only going to charge you $250 for the days I was in the lot. He goes, the only reason why I don't care it was in the lot for so long is, he goes, I drove a 99 Accord for my first car. So you driving a 99 Accord for your first car makes me think about how I used to drive one. So I'm gonna let it go, but just please, next time you get into an accident, don't go through insurance right away. Try to figure out what you can do first. I was like, I wish that was the end of that accident. Mind you guys, this is my worst accident by far ever, and it was in the middle of a major snowstorm like 5-6 years ago. 6-7 years ago. That's not all. My cousin had a 99 Civic. them 99s, Gen 4 Hondas are some of the best Hondas ever. My 99 Accord, shout out Rhonda, was the best car ever. Could do no wrong. Was fast. Was efficient. Got to A to B. Was pretty luxury for 99. Albeit some ghetto. I had a very ghetto setup for it. I had an FM transmitter, and then when that didn't work, I had a cassette tape with a aux cord attached to it. So when I put the cassette tape in, I would plug in my aux and play through there until my radio blew out. There was always a lingering, like, it wasn't like a mold smell, but it was like, it just smelled old. But I kind of miss that. But man, that car was a tank. Hit a curb, not a golf cart, a grocery cart, shopping cart. You could hit anything, and it would tank it. So, love myself the 99 Accord. Probably will go down as my favorite car of all time. Had the most personality. All my friends love that car for different reasons. Tank versus tank. Genuinely, I think 99 Accords could take on any modern day sedan head on and win. That car, I put that car through a beating. That's not the end of my accident story with that car, because that car got totaled afterwards. They put it into a giant metal cube. I cried about it on stream when it first happened. It was actually really sad. I don't know, because you know, like when like stuff that's like sentimental like that, you lose that like sentimental, and it feels like you're kind of growing up. That's what happened with me. That was my car in high school, and now I'm watching it as it's getting crushed up into a square little cube. Did they let you keep the cube? No, but I kept a couple things from it. I think on myself. If it's on the shelf, it's not visible. I really don't want to get up to go look for it. But on the shelf somewhere, there's the red emblem, the red Honda emblem that I had, and then I have the Accord emblem somewhere. And whenever I look at it, it makes me a little emotional, because it just makes me remember like a simpler time when there was less stress. That car was paid off for. I think I had insurance for it, but whatever insurance I was paying, it was like probably dirt cheap. It genuinely no, my insurance was pretty expensive at that point because I was still a teenage driver. So my insurance didn't mature until I was like 20 something. So plus Geico's never cheap. I keep car souvenirs too. I try to. I haven't kept it with my last car. The Accord Sport I had, that was a death trap. I was gonna die in that car. I'm so glad I swapped. I was actually going to die in that car. That car was like not a safe, reliable vehicle. But get back to the main part of that story. The worst part of that accident wasn't even that insurance debacle. By the way, Geico still owe me money, man. You owe me like $250. Thank God the freaking tow truck guy was chill about it, but like you still owe me $250 to this day. Screw Geico. I had an 89 Toyota pickup. I loved tiny trucks. Cybertruck is the worst looking car I've ever seen. And that's not even me being like an anti-Elon Musk person. I think it just looks like trash. I think it looks so stupid in every way. I'd rather drive like a Honda Element. I'd rather drive a Prius every single day of my life than even sit in a Cybertruck. I don't think Teslas are half bad. I think Teslas are ugly, but I don't think they're half bad. I think like obviously there's a luxury to like driving a Tesla, but the guy that made them are crazy, so I wouldn't be caught dead in them. It's, you know what a Tesla's like? A Tesla's like a wearing Yeezys. Yeah, the guy that the guy. This is actually. Hold on. This is actually a really good comparison. Wait for it. Owning and driving a Tesla is like wearing and owning Yeezys. The guy's most likely a Nazi. They're kind of ugly to look at. Some are better than others. But the overall quality of the product is pretty freaking good. Like, we're not going to pretend like a Tesla's not sick as fuck for the 0 to 60. And we're not going to pretend like Yeezys don't look like some of the most comfortable shoes alive. We just have to deal with the fact that the people that made those things are uncool as hell. One's a little cooler than the other. One made graduation. Let's not pretend like sexy mode grok on the way to work isn't fire. You're just booting up sexy mode, just fucking talking dirty to grok while you go home to your wife. Isn't that crazy? There's people that are like actually like that, but it's okay. Banger comparison though, right? Teslas are the Yeezys of cars. Because if Musk didn't say or do half the shit that he has said or done, people would be rocking Teslas everywhere. People would be like, oh my god, Tesla is the best car ever. If Ye didn't say all that crazy shit, you know how many people I knew that were wearing Yeezys on a daily basis? Just on a daily basis, their daily shoe was like a Yeezy S350 or whatever they're called, the Sply 350s. People love those shoes because they're super comfortable. I've even thought, like, hey, what if I got Yeezys but just wore them only inside? Like, only in my house. But then I was like, what's the point of buying them? I just want comfy shoes. But the problem is, comfy shoes don't come as a good commodity at my size and frame. But I'm getting off track. There was a point to this. So randomly, after this accident happened, after I slid on black ice, hit a guardrail, bounced off the guardrail, went into the center of the highway. Randomly, get a letter in the mail from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I'm like, huh? That's strange. Why is the Commonwealth of Massachusetts reaching out to me? Why does it say urgent? I look at it. I'm being sued by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Now, sued is one thing. I'm being sued $3,500. $3,500 for the said guardrail. Now, when you hear that, you might be thinking, damn, did you like destroy the guardrail? My answer to you is the guardrail was already bent over and fallen over when I hit it. And I'm surprised that honestly the guardrail shot my car back out onto the highway, because aren't guardrails supposed to absorb contact and not redirect a car back out into oncoming traffic or back out into traffic? I think the whole point of a guardrail is supposed to like guide your car into a stopping position and not jut the car back out. But I'm blown away. I'm like, damn, I'm being sued for using a guardrail properly. Like, the whole premise of a guardrail is supposed to be that when your car hits it, it dents the fuck out of it, but it prevents your car from going to the other side of the highway and you becoming a big red cloud of blood and mist. So I was like, okay, what do I do? I call my insurance. They go, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, do you guys do anything? They're sitting there like, I don't know. We just insurance. We just get you a good deal. And then I'm like, no. By the way, after that accident, this is a little bit of a side point. After that accident, I went from paying $80 all the way up to paying over $200 for insurance. Because of me sliding on black ice and totaling my car. And me walking out of it unscathed. Nobody got injured. Nobody else got hurt. That's how much my deductible or my monthly went up from $80 to $200. Which I later found out that was also me getting scammed because of another thing that had no correlation to that. So I'm like losing it at the. Like, who do I call? Do I call the police? Do I call the police station? So I do. In the town that I hit the guardrail, I call the police. I'm like, hey, I got a letter from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and I went, okay, that probably doesn't have to do with us, but what's going on? I'm like, okay, where do I go? And he goes, there's a number on the letter. I was like, yeah, but this brings me to like the Commonwealth's office. Like, they're not gonna know what I'm talking about. And they go, no, but you can go to the like legal department and discuss it. I was like, where's the Commonwealth of Massachusetts office? It's the town hall. All right, we're just having fun with it. We're just toying with me. I'm an 18-year-old kid. I don't know where this shit is. Don't act like it's so obvious. Because if I told you, hey guys, where's your state's legal office? I'm not thinking immediately town hall. Because why would it be a town hall when it's a state message? But what's weird is it's a state message delivered from a town hall. So it's not town legislative body. It's the state's legislative body relayed through the town hall. So I was like, okay, every town apparently has a representative of the state. The representative of the state files these claims. It's like a district attorney. So I'm like, great, okay. So I call. Oh my God. I get the sweetest old lady. Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. I'm like, what? And I could smell the cigarette. I can smell the cigarette hanging from her mouth. And I know she had a name. I know she had a name like Tammy or Jill or Jackie. Say I can literally like if I close my eyes, I think of like the most New England mother possible, and then put a cigarette in their mouth and give them like a very soft, nice draw. And I'm talking to her. This happens all the time. We get crazy amounts of money requested from the state, and then we send this lawsuit out to all these different people when they hit a guardrail, when they hit a fire hydrant, this. And most of the time it gets dropped. What happened? I explain my case, and she, oh, okay. Do you have a policy number? I go and I give her the policy number. She goes, you did this through insurance, right? I was like, yeah. She goes, what insurance do you have? I was like, Schmeiko. She goes, sweetheart, get off of that insurance right now. I was like, oh. She goes, yeah, they're trying to stick you with this bill. This is their problem. You do not have to deal with this paycheck. She goes, I'm going to send them I'm going to send them a nicely worded letter, and they will be getting that in the mail shortly. So you will get an email explaining that your situation's all set. Because most likely it's going to get dropped anyways, because most guardrails are not in mint condition. So they're asking for a brand new guardrail when probably 1,000 cars hit it. I'm like, made me feel so much better. He goes, I do need one thing from you. I'm like, yes. At this point, I'm like, yes, anything. Social Security, like, take it. Honestly, at this point, you've been so nice. He goes, just drive safer. And ever since that day, I've made an effort when it snows and when it's really bad winter conditions, I don't go anywhere past the first lane, and I'm always driving 10 under. I don't care how fun it is to drive in the snow. I don't care how crazy it is to drive in the snow. I will never do it again because that lady told me to be safe. But yeah, no, that's my worst accident story. Definitely sucks. It sucks worse than, like, I got hit by a car one time. I'd much rather get hit by a car again. You know what's messed up? I got hit by a car and then I got gaslit into believing it was my fault. Y'all want to hear that story? I've been yapping for too long. How are you guys doing? When we get St. Louis, when we get snow in Louisiana, I don't know why I read St. Louis. When we get snow in Louisiana, everything shuts down. Yeah, because you guys are not built for what New England deals with. You know what's so apparent to me? The entire United States, most states couldn't handle 4-season weather. I've learned most states can't do 4-season weather at all. I would much rather deal with hurricanes, earthquakes, and other natural disasters than go through 4-season weather. But I'm so used to it at this point, I don't care. Y'all freak the fuck out. We'll have like a blizzard and it will like maybe shut down the Dunkins. Actually, no, that's not even true, because like we'll have a blizzard and I will literally see people shoveling the parking lot to their job so they can get into the job parking lot to then open up the business to nobody. I used to do that all the time. I used to open up the pizza place that I used, like when I growing up where I worked at. I used to walk to work in the snow because I lived close enough to my job that I could walk there. I'd walk in the snow. I'd get there. I'd fire up the oven. I'd get everything going. We'd get no customers for the entire snowstorm. Uphill both ways? No, because I would always get picked up. Because the end of my shift lined up. This is before I had a car. The end of my shift lined up with the end of my friend's shift and the end of my mom's shift sometimes. My mom would sometimes pick me up, and then most of the time my friend would pick me up because he lived right down the street from me. So we would carpool together. Hi, what's up? Nothing much. What's up with you? No, so I've learned very fast that other states can't deal with like snow or even like 30-degree weather. And then like this year alone, today was just downpouring. So we get like torrential downpour. We had over 20 inches of snow in less than like 2 days. We had lightning storms already. We've had a heat advisory. We've had wind advisories. We had a hurricane, like the side effects of a hurricane earlier last year. We've had ice storms. We had crazy heat last year. I remember it got to like 103. New England's not for the weak of heart, but I do believe that like every state has their like negative with the nature. I just think 4-season states need to get more love of how hard it is to live in a 4-season state. You have to have snow shovels, snow tires, and have to have snow plow trucks. Yeah. Also, you're not even mentioning salt. You're not mentioning sometimes you have to get a device called a dam breaker for ice dams, which form on roofs after a couple snowstorms in a row. The ice will get so packed on to the roof awning that it will make like a legit dam. And then when the snow melts, all that water builds up in the dam, and if you don't break an ice dam, either one, your roof will collapse, or two, water will leak into your ceiling and will leak and just like cause like bad damage. So that's another thing. Oh, a fun one. If you don't do your like due diligence with like cleaning up leaves in the fall time, when like the first few snows happen, underneath the first few layers of snow, there's cold, slippery, wet pieces of leaf on the ground. So when you step on snow, underneath it is basically an ice rink. A building code is different because of the snow load on the roof. Yes and no. It is different, but I don't think residential it's that different. So I think residential, you are supposed to take care of it yourself. But like industrial wise, yes. You can't have flat roofs in like New England. You can, but you have to have roof drains, and roof drains are a freaking mess. Actually, that's what happened at one of my apartments. Basically, the landlord never went up to the roof to clear off all the debris that was covering the roof drains. So when it snowed, it was fine. And then when the snow melted, my apartment ceiling started leaking, and then a part of my apartment ceiling collapsed. So it's pretty crazy. What's up, Dylan? What else is there? Oh, and you guys, anything interesting going on for you? Yeah, we just like chatted for a while about different scenarios that happen, accidents and stuff. Do your cars rust out faster because of salt? Good question. From my knowledge, yes. And actually from my experience, yes. My 99 Accord, the trunk of my Accord had salt damage all on the top of it. So it kind of looked like you know, like when an ocean, or when the water at the beach, like it rolls in, and then when it's like at the edge of when it's like done rolling in, it gives that like foamy kind of look along the coastline of the beach. You know what I'm talking about? That's what the trunk of my car looked like. It just had like this weird like texture to it, and it had this weird look to it. So it damages the paint more than anything. I don't know how much it rusts stuff out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never really had too bad of an issue with rust damage, but find it on a trunk so I can show you guys. Hold on. Yeah, hold. Well, you know what? So like, this is a good example of like what a car will have. This like, it'll have this white look to it. Everything on the underside is rust. Well, you got to remember, it's not just the fact that we have salt and snow. We get rain, wind, heat, humidity, dry, droughts. We get all the seasons. So rust will appear at the harshest conditions. So I want to find a good example of when salt damage corrodes the paint. Oh, this is perfect. This is what my Accord used to look like. But imagine that on the trunk. You see like that like weird, kind of actually looks sick in like a weird way. But it's like the paint, it peels away. And that's because the salt, and I was always wondering why it was always on the trunk of my car. Until I realized it's because the plows would come by and push the salt up and out of the plow chute and land it on top of my trunk. And then that salty snow would melt. And if I didn't clear it off in time, I would just have salt over the paint of my car, which led to salt damage. Bears joining. Bears join. Look at my kitty. Look at my kitty. So, salt damage would cause a lot of problems normally, but I think a lot of cars in New England are prepped for salt. But here is the kicker. A lot of people will fall for this. A lot of people are like, wow, buying a car in New England, pretty expensive. Let me go down south where it's cheaper to buy a car. Like, let me go to Florida. Let me go to, like, Louisiana. Let me go to Atlanta. Let me go to all these different states and cities to go buy a car. I remember you now, Heiklo, but I don't remember you from before today. So a lot of people will go to, like, down south and will get a car, and then they'll bring a car all the way up to New England, and then the car will run into a bunch of issues. And it's really weird why. Because a lot of times cars are protected for the winter, harsh winter conditions and the salt of the winter days. There's a few different underspray things you can do. Yeah, but nobody thinks about that. It's the same thing as, like, not everyone knows that there's an air filter in their car that they have to change for their own personal air circulation. Like, the cabin air filter in the car doesn't get changed as much as it should. And it's pretty bad, I would say. But stuff like that. So cars, cars are tricky. I definitely think for a fact, the older I've gotten, the more careful I am about cars. And also the more mature I've gotten about cars. For example, I bought an SUV after having a sports car for a little bit because I realized an SUV is just a better car to have. I love when people flex their really nice luxury car, but, like, hey, I can put a bed in my car and I can haul it to a place, and then if I really wanted to, I can attach a trailer to my car so I can move wherever I want to. And then on top of that, God forbid it snows any little bit, my car is gonna be good for snow. No, I mean, I've learned a lot. I used to, a good tactic, if you have a front wheel drive car, I learned the method of putting heavy shit in your trunk to outweigh your front wheel drive car, so that way you can drive normally. But all sorts of little fun. You guys have anything else for me? I'm kind of storied out. I don't really got anything else. About to get an 09 GMC 2500. Nice, dude. How many miles? Let me guess. 182. 200,000. 250. I underballed crazy. I was off by like 70K. I don't know. I just always, I know trucks can last forever. Cause I know someone that has it's 6K. That's good. That's a really. I know trucks can last forever because I have a buddy that has a truck that's over 400,000. But part of me is like, I can't ever justify the idea of buying a vehicle that's over 200,000. It's not even like I don't trust the person that drove it before. It's the fact that it's like anything can happen to that car at that point. That car is as good as a ticking time bomb. At any moment, like, you're freaking, I would love to have it for less miles. Yeah, I bet you would. But you seem like you're really into cars. I think if there's any problems with it, you'd most likely handle most of repairs or like some sort of like maintenance to it. But for me, God forbid anything was to happen to my car, I'm going right to any sort of mechanic. I'm not even gonna bullshit and try and pretend like I can do it. Wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna change all the fluids when I get it. Check the one thing that I know happens to trucks. That happens a lot to trucks. And I'm blanking. I'm gonna blank on that. Oh, it's the thing that makes the trucks do the death wobble. I can't think of the name of it now. Check how greased the frickin'. You're gonna say it and it's gonna fuck. Say it's gonna make me mad. Only Ford's death wobble? No, that's not true. I've literally been in a car. I've been in a Chevy Silverado that had death wobbles. It's an actual part of the car that Ford has a hard time getting right. I hate when I do this. So I'm just gonna sit there. Sway bar. Yes. Sway bars are supposed to have sway bars have something. There's a coating on a sway bar. And at a certain point the coating like
Don't you notice how I get quiet when there's no one else? Me and you and awkward silence. Don't you dare look at me that way. I don't need reminders of how you don't feel the same. Oh, the burning pain.
I'll check playing everything in the front end. Yeah. Yeah, I would not ignore any sort of thing with the sway bar or any sort of thing that needs some greasing or some sort of added lubricant. I just, that to me is very important. Also, you know what's one thing about what's really nice about buying a car? And Leve, I'm gonna have to shut you off here. What's one really nice thing about buying a car in Massachusetts is the lemon law. Oh my god, the lemon law saved my ass. The lemon law saved me from having to pay for a brand new transmission. Because I got a car. I got a 2012 Accord. 2012 Accord had a bad transmission. It was not listed. It was not shown. I bought it from a dealership. The dealership was like, it should run fine. You might have to like the key turnover sometimes. It's an alternator issue. We can get it fixed once it goes out. Like, even though it's bought privately, there's still a chance that you can enact the lemon law. We have detected that you are inactive. Yeah, that's so wrong. Should feel bad. Some private dealerships or some private sales still have the lemon law in place. But anyways, I had a brand new transmission put into my car because I caught that there was something wrong with it, and then I looked into it and I was like, hey, this is covered under the Lemon Law Act, so you guys got to fix this. I was like, the first 20 days into driving the car has a horrible grinding sound, and the check engine light came up, and they were so mad. This Honda dealership was so mad at me. So it's like this kid comes in and buys a used Honda, and then it's like the used Honda has problems. I'm like, listen, deep down, I understand they're trying to make a quick buck off a Honda that probably had no right of being sold. But like, I'm not buying a car that's going to shit on me within the first like month. I'm okay if I bought like a actual lemon, but I bought like, I don't know, it wasn't that cheap. It was like a $10,000 car still. It was a 2012 Honda Accord LX. It was probably like 10K. And they're trying to sell it to me with a fucked up transmission. So I was like, you know what? Eat shit and die. You gotta fix it now. I can't say that. I can't say eat. Can I? I don't know. Alright. Chat, I'm tired. So I think I'm done here. So let me let you know I plan to be more active on stream in the next few weeks. I know I've been saying that, but I am trying to be more active, i.e. being live tonight. I didn't even explain the reason why I'm not wearing headphones right now is because I have an ear infection and I can't wear headphones until it fully goes away. So I just did this whole stream while battling an ear infection. So be grateful and shove that cap up your ass, Dino. How about that? How about that? How about that? How about you shove that cap up your ass? Put your drops in. I already did. Don't tell me what to do. Put these drops in. How about you drop these in your freaking mouth? Wait, no. Don't put my fingers in your mouth. Alright, chat. I'm out. I am out. Peace out. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye.